What can you do with an auto-running platformer that hasn't been done before? Well, if you're 3EALITY, you make players play 3 different versions of the game at the same time. 3 games, 1 screen. Now, it's not as confusing as it might initially sound, and it certainly opens up the possibility of some really interesting mechanics. However, there's a bunch of niggles here that keep the game from reaching the upper echelons of the mobile gaming hierarchy. And that's a shame, because it's hard not to like 3EALITY and what it's throwing into the mix. It's just that sometimes, when that mix has had all the ingredients taken out of it, things get a bit too bland. You play the game with your phone in portrait mode, and you're controlling a hero that's running from left to right. Or, more accurately, you're controlling 3 heroes running left to right in different partitions of the screen. And the tracks they're running on are completely different. Where in the top part of the screen the way ahead might be clear, you'll be picking up lightning bolt collectibles in the middle and trying to jump over a bottomless pit in the third. It's hectic, but there are some interesting systems here designed to make sure it doesn't get overwhelming. For one thing, exclamation points flash up on different chunks of the screen when something bad is about to hit you. If you're quick enough, you've got time to react, but you'll need to make sure your eyes are open and your fingers are at the ready, otherwise it's going to end badly. The problems start creeping in when you start losing lives. When there are 3 different chunks of the screen to keep an eye on, you're going to be having fun, albeit stressful fun. And even when you're down to 2, there's still a frisson of excitement because you're doing something a bit different. It's when you've lost those 2 lives that things start to drag. You see, you're only ever jumping the same obstacles and slashing at the same enemies. And while keeping things simple when there are 3 different levels to watch is a great idea, when you're only watching 1, it gets a bit boring. It's a problem baked into the core concept, but it doesn't make it any less disappointing when the exciting runner you were playing slowly but surely becomes a less interesting version of itself. That's not to say there's no fun to be had, especially for the first few runs, but eventually you'll come to realize that 3EALITY is actually getting less exciting as you go instead of more. It would be interesting to see if there are updates in the next few weeks that fix the problem, but right now, 3EALITY is just okay. A strong jumping off point, but doesn't quite nail the landing. This video is brought to you in association with Trybit Logic, the puzzle game about honing your coding skills to crush software bugs. Slide and combine operator panels like AND, OR, and NOT commands to transform enemy bug panels from 4 zeros to 4 ones, wiping them out for good. Previously available on mobile, Trybit Logic is now out on Nintendo Switch. Head to the eShop now if you want to grab a copy.